Hi there, I'm Chris Fenn from Legacy. Welcome to Marketing Mondays and welcome to 2020. So sending this out a little bit later in the day today because we've been doing a bunch of prep and a bunch of planning and laying out some things for this year. And this one's going to be just a minute or two longer than normal, but it's setting things up for 2020. 2020 is about growth. It's got to be about growth. At the end of the day, your business has to grow. You need to grow, your team needs to grow, the capacity of your clients needs to grow, and grow doesn't just mean more. It also means refining the quality of it as we go. And there's no better place to start than the marketing. At the beginning of identifying who you're going to attract into your business, how you're going to do that client acquisition, making sure you're being conscious and intentional about how you get there. And so we've laid out a real plan for 2020 on how we're going to do this. So Marketing Mondays is usually my musings on marketing and things that have come up along the way or thoughts I've had along the way. And I'm going to continue to do that. And so I'll still be in the backcountry sometimes or on the tractor or whatever. But we also have a bunch of content that we want to follow our way through because really from a marketing perspective, you've got it. It needs to be well planned. It needs to be well executed. Okay, so I know that that sounds obvious, but there's some things that we want to do about it. And let me give you just a glimpse of some of the stuff we're going to be handling. We're going to be digging into the structure of marketing. So what are the 4 things that you must have? And once you've got these 4 things set, everything else rolls from that. We're going to dig into brand a little bit and not have one of these waste of time conversations about let's talk about Coca-Cola and Apple. I want to talk about your brand. What is a brand? Who cares? How would you know what it is? What do you do with it? Like, what's the point of even knowing that? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about niche or niche, depending on where you live. So what is it? Why you should narrow in on one? How to identify one? You may have some resistance to a niche market. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about core message. So how does the brain recognize a message that matters so that you know how to make sure your messages really cut through? We'll look at examples of building that into your copy. We're going to talk about budgeting. We're going to talk about marketing plans. We're going to talk about marketing tactics or approaches that you can use. So really methods. So how many do you need? And how many should be running at the same time? And what are some of them? And how do you pick the right ones? And we're going to talk about large client events, small client events, introduction process, sales letters, long-form sales letters, brochures, billboards, radio spots, advertising, podcasts, interviews, press resources, emails, LinkedIn, Facebook, blog posts, direct mail, cold calls, speaking events, and more. We got a ton of it. We're going to talk about some of our tools as well. But really, I want to follow a sequence through the year and as best we can in the little snippets that we have is give you actions you can take every year that are going to help you progress your marketing. Because if you're not exposing yourself and exposing your business in a way that's relevant to your market, you're invisible. There is too much clutter, and cutting through that clutter in a way that's relevant and is going to matter to people, it's tough. It's tougher now than ever. It's easier than ever to stand up, but it's harder than ever to stand out. So we got the tools where, hey, you can get a message out there, but getting it through so that people actually receive it, that's the tricky part. So we're going to be having a great cadence of content through the year. There'll be a couple little extras along the way, but I want to stick in this path of making sure that you got what you need to do it. And if you want to engage with us further through our membership, you can. If you want to engage with us directly in consulting, you can, but you don't have to. I'm going to walk you through this stuff throughout the year so that you've got access to it. The other thing I want to encourage you to do, if you haven't done it already, download the app. The link is in the email that I sent you, and it's going to be your best way to get content from us without us cluttering your inbox. One of the things we heard loud and clear is, we like your stuff, but my inbox is so full that I delete everything that I don't have to respond to. So if it's not a client issue or a compliance issue, I'm kind of getting rid of it, which we totally respect. We get it too. So grab the app because it'll let you know when something's there. Check it out at your time. Doesn't clutter your inbox. And in it, you're going to find Marketing Mondays, podcasts, other resources that you can avail yourself to. It's a portal to essentially all things legacy, and it's easy to do. So I'll make sure that that link is for you in the email. So welcome to a new year. We're going to keep it very narrow and focused on one thing and one thing only, and that's your growth. And we're here to support you in it. Welcome to a new week and welcome to a new year.